everybody, my name's Chris. Welcome to Guitar Lessons with Chris. If you haven't already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. Today, since it is getting near Christmas, I'm going to be talking about 5 guitar pedals that every guitar should have. Let's get started. Alright, so if you guys don't know anything about me, I've been playing guitar for 11 and a half years. I've been using pedals on and off for quite a while. I used to have a digital effects processor, a Line 6 HC500, which is great, fantastic, but I sold that and I got pedals. I prefer pedals now. And today I'm going to be talking about 5 guitar pedals that I think every guitar player should own. Now I'm just going to be going over the types. I'm not going to be going like specific name brands. I'll give some shout outs, but I'm not going to go over some specific name brands. I'm just talking about overall, these are the guitar pedals that I think every guitar pedal or guitar player should have on their board. And so starting with number 1 or number 5, however you want to talk about this, it's not really labeled, but it is a good tuner. Now, I have a DT Deluxe Donner tuner. It's fantastic. It's a chromatic tuner, which I recommend chromatic because if you want to get those specific tunings that sometimes a tuner or a phone or a clip-on tuner, though they are great, I have both of those, they aren't always great. I prefer this because it lights up on the floor, it's compact, it is true bypass, and that's another thing I want to mention. There are bypass and then there are filtered. For a tuner, I always recommend bypass because it mutes the entire chain. And you can go with something small like this, which is about $20, or you can go the TC Electronics Polytune or the Boss Tuner. All those are great pedals. I just have this because I have a mini pedal board. So I always recommend a tuner because you can always be accurate with it, and it's not that big. It's not that big of a deal, and they're really not that expensive. You can find them for really cheap. Like I said, I found this for about $25 on Reverb. And now the second pedal that I think that everyone should have is one pedal that I know that a lot of people don't have on their board, and that is a looper pedal. Now, obviously, I would recommend playing with a metronome, playing with a click track, a drum. Either way, I recommend that. But if you don't have that, and you want to practice your leads or even practice some rhythms and create some cool stuff, get yourself a looper. Now this is the cheapest looper ever. This is also the tiniest looper. This is called the Amoon Looper. It's pretty decent for what it is. I mean, I just be able to record a couple tracks. I can record probably about 10 different guitar tracks on here and still play. A looper is great because you can set a rhythm and then you'll always have that. It'll always stay there and you'll be able to create cool stuff. And if you're the only guitar player in the band, that could be really beneficial because you can lay down that rhythm track and then when you need to come up with a lead, the sound is not less. I'm not going to say lesser, but it's not less. I mean, there's obviously bands that pull it off. I mean, there's Led Zeppelin, there's Black Sabbath, and I mean, there's even ZZ Top that does it. They use loop pedals. At least ZZ Top does. And loop pedals are pretty cool. You can get something cheap like this for about $20, or you can find something like a Boss loop station for over $100, or like a Strymon. Either way, I recommend a looper because it will help you with your rhythms. Now, moving on to the next pedal, this is one of my favorites. It is the Overdrive. Now, if you don't know what an overdrive is, well, you really need to look up the videos or even play one. But basically, it takes a clean amp and makes it crackle, makes it have that 70s crunch. You can have it to where it's just barely crackling. I like using this Coco Overdrive. It is basically an Ibanez Tube Screamer clone, but obviously I paid $25 for it, so it's really great. It has drive, level, and then the tone, and then the button right here. It's a 9-volt with supplies right here. And I like overdrive because like there are times when I'm playing in church where I want that rhythm just barely crackling the amp. I like that little crunchy rhythm, especially for that smooth blues. It's really nice. If you can see, I don't have my tone and drive high up at all. I really don't. I have actually my tone set at 0, and my drive may be at 7 o'clock, and then my level's at 2 o'clock. That's not that high, just because I use a couple distortion pedals as well. But I use it just so I can have that crackling effect. And you can get something like this for $25, or you can also get one of my favorite pedals is the Boss SD1 Overdrive, Super Overdrive. That pedal I wish I still had. I had that twice and I sold it twice because I'm an idiot. But I will be getting it back maybe soon, maybe when I start building my second pedal board. But I recommend Overdrive because it gets you to have that little classic rock feeling. You can have it crunching or you can have it just crackling. And now moving on to the next one, this is a good segment, is a good distortion pedal. Now distortion is a little different than the overdrive because it obviously adds more gain, it adds more tonality, and the amp starts really breaking up. Like it's beyond the point of breaking up. What I use is the Donner Morpher Distortion. Again, $25 because I'm cheap, but cheap pedals are really good. Don't let anyone say, oh, you have to spend like $100 on a pedal. Spend $25. Play with the pedal. This is honestly the best distortion pedal under $50 that I have played. The best one. And I was actually going to get Dark Matter. But I really like this. This is basically an 80s distortion. And there are some, like you have obviously the gain, tone, level. You have your clicker. You have a few settings, natural, tight, and classic. I usually just do tight. The distortion is really cool if you want that 80s rock. If you want something a little heavier, you can even use it for metal. I use my overdrive and my distortion pedal combined to have a sweet metal, like about 80s metal tone, and it's really awesome. But a distortion allows you to have color, and it's especially useful when you're trying to lay down a sick lead. They're not expensive. So that's the next pedal I recommend on the guitar board. And finally, we are to the last guitar pedal that I think everyone should own. Now this one, I could have switched this out with any other, like a plethora, other ones, but I feel like this is the one that I personally think that you should have, and it is a great delay pedal. Now I know a lot of people may be saying, oh Chris, I can just get a reverb. Maybe saying, oh Chris, I can just get a reverb. Reverbs are great. Reverbs are great. Let me tell you why I did not put one on the list. I do have one. However, most amps that you use have reverb built into it. Some do not have delay. Delay allows you, especially if you're going for like an ambiance effect, you can have like swelling, you can have delays that are really cool, especially with solos. It sounds really good. You can lay down a sweet rhythm, especially if you're doing like more of a alternate rock. You can lay down that funky rhythm, and it's really cool. I like delay because it actually adds some reverb into it, and I like I don't want to say spacey or airiness feel, but that feeling of whoa, I'm going to use it anyways. Well, I'm in space, and it sounds really cool. Obviously, it darkens the tone a little bit, which I'm okay with, because I use a Les Paul, so the tone's already pretty dark, even though mine is actually really bright, because it's maple neck with 61 zebras in it. If you haven't checked out that video, links in the card above. But I recommend a delay pedal. This one was more expensive. I did have another one. It was a Coco Delay Timer. It was not great at all. I wanted something that I can press to get the rhythm, and every time, if I wanted 80 beats per minute for that pedal, I had to press at 120 beats per minute just to get the 80 beats per minute, which is a dotted quarter note that I wanted. I didn't like that. So I spent, this is the most expensive pedal Second to my wah pedal, Crybaby, which is the same price. This is $100. Now, obviously, you can find a delay pedal for cheaper. This is the one I highly recommend. Either this or its bigger brother, the Flashback Delay 4, which is just the normal size pedal. But this is the best delay pedal I've ever played. You can have other guitar players' delays, like Steve Vai. You can have Joe Satriani. You can have Slash. You can have Eric Clapton. All those, you can beam it right here. You can hold down the button, and then you can just strum on your guitar the rhythm, and it won't even sound anything out. It is true bypass. When you press it down, it will mute everything. And honestly, it's just a great pedal, and it sounds really good, and I highly recommend it. So those are 5, that's right, 5 pedals that I think every guitarist should own. What do you think? What are some pedals that you think that could have been replaced by some of these? Let me know in the comment sections below. I want to have a discussion. I want to know y'all's thoughts. I want to know what's on your boards. If you have pictures of your boards, post them. Or if you want to give me a detail, I would love to talk with you. I'll talk to you hours about this. If you haven't already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, hit that like button to support me. And don't forget to check out my second channel. It's called the EYN. We do taste tests, movie reviews, animes, etc. I'm currently doing a Spyro Let's Play, and that episode should be up this Sunday, so you definitely want to check that out. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter at LessonsChris, capital L, capital C. And don't forget to share this video with your friends. And until next time, keep rocking.